Dobrodošli, welcome, willkommen, bienvenuti in tako naprej. Ste vedeli, da imamo v Evropski uniji 24 različnih uradnih jezikov? Že to dejstvo nam pove, da imamo v Evropski uniji vsak svoj glas. V skladu s politiko Evropske unije pa lahko dostopamo do vseh dokumentov v svojem jeziku. Tako torej, če pa bi radi izvedeli, kaj se je dogajalo v tem tednu v Evropski uniji, ostanite v naši družbi. Evropski sistem omejitve in trgovanja je v prvi vrsti te vrste na svetu, s katerim se rešuje vprašanje izpustov ogljika z orodji prostega trga. In nujno ga je treba posodobiti.
Sometimes we forget that one of the single biggest challenges facing our planet is the fact that it's heating up. And we have an opportunity, against a ticking clock, to try and reduce the temperature rise of the planet. Now, we can't do it alone. The EU emissions trading scheme is the cornerstone of the EU's attempts to address climate change. And simply put, it is a way of encouraging a market-based solution. The design is basically to allow those who are wanting to pollute to pay for that pollution. So we've created a system of permits. In order to emit carbon, you must hold a certain number of permits. If you want to pollute more or allow more out, you must buy more permits. So at the beginning it worked very well. And then came the financial crash. And the consequence of the financial crash was that manufacturing itself went down through a significant dip. People simply were not manufacturing, and therefore they were not emitting, and therefore didn't need the permits to allow them to emit. And slowly but surely the number of permits built up until what we have today is a huge glut of permits. There is already proposed what is called a market stability reserve, which is like a bank account into which you can put the excess allowances. Well, one of the first things we've tried to do is to double the rate at which those allowances enter the bank. So they're taken away faster. One of the bigger challenges, of course, as a continent is we have a lot of post-Soviet technology to the east, which frankly is a problem, and we need to make a way through that by innovation and modernisation. So we created funds again to support the member states to the east to help them through that. The challenge right now is we have the structure and the mechanism. We have the car, if you like. We have the engine. We just haven't got the ignition key turning yet. And until that engine starts powering the change, we are going to be falling behind.
Evropski parlament je odobril zgodovinsko celovit ekonomski in trgovinski sporazum med Evropo in Kanado. 7 let ustvarjanja je končno obrodilo sadove.
It's effectively signed, sealed, delivered. The trade agreement between Canada and Europe, known as CETA, is a big deal for both sides.
New trade deals are basically one of the major sources of our wealth, and it's not possible to imagine that we could make any trade deal with any other country or region if we can't do this with Canadians.
7 years in the making, businesses will soon see tariffs removed on most goods and services and have easier access to each other's markets. Diplomas will be mutually recognized. Once in full swing, trade between the two is set to increase by 20%. But those against CETA are still concerned the deal puts corporations before people. They worry governments will have less power to protect health, safety, labor, or the environment.
This deal will not undermine our health. This deal will not decrease European standards. This deal will not be capable also to decrease the sovereignty of the states.
Also, 143 products specific to a region in the EU, from Roquefort cheese to Modena balsamic vinegar, will be protected from imitations. With Parliament's approval, most of the agreement could apply from as early as spring. One last hurdle remains. Only after all national parliaments have ratified the deal can CETA be fully in place.
5 točk, ki si jih je vredno zapomniti iz Strasbourga. Obisk Justina Trudeauja, nov protiteroristični zakon, grški paket izmere sanacij z javnimi sredstvi, prihodnost Evrope in emisije ogljika.
It's the first time a Canadian Prime Minister speaks to the European Parliament. Justin Trudeau has come to praise the EU-Canada trade deal approved by Parliament despite protests. Member states have 18 months to implement an anti-terror law, which makes it a crime for foreign fighters or lone wolves to travel and plan isolated attacks. 86 billion euros, that's the amount allotted to Greece in its third bailout package. Up for debate is whether the country's efforts to slash debt are enough. MEPs want to reform the European Union as the Treaty of Rome turns 60 this year. To tackle crises more effectively, they want a special Eurozone budget. It costs European companies roughly €5 to pump 1 ton of carbon into the air. MEPs want to bump up the price to encourage industries to get cleaner faster.
Evropski parlament je sprejel sklop 3 resolucij, ki raziskujejo prihodnji razvoj Evropske unije. Eden od poročevalcev, Elmar Brok, poziva Evropsko unijo naj v celoti izkoristi Lizbonsko pogodbo, katere politični potencial še ni povsem izkoriščen. Evropska unija bi naj, na primer, morala postati bolj pregledna in razviti skupno obrambno politiko.
Wir müssen sehen, dass Europa zunehmend unter Druck ist durch viele Ereignisse, die von außen auf Europa zukommen. Die Frage der inneren und äußeren Sicherheit, des Terrorismus, die Konsequenzen der Globalisierung, Vorstellungen in den USA und in Russland, Europa wieder aufzuteilen. Die Konsequenz dieser Bedrohung muss sein, Europa muss einig sein oder wird in diesen Herausforderungen untergehen. Der Vertrag von Lissabon ist die Art Verfassung der Europäischen Union. Und mit dieser Verfassung kann man sehr viel mehr an Politik betreiben, wenn er voll ausgeschöpft ist, als das, was wir bisher getan haben. Wir müssen mehr Transparenz schaffen, wir müssen mehr Mehrheitsentscheidungen de facto auch haben. Wir müssen im Bereich der Verteidigungs- und Sicherheitspolitik sehr viel enger zusammenrücken und wir können hier unendlich viel Geld sparen. Die Mitgliedstaaten der Europäischen Union geben 200 Milliarden Euro für Verteidigung aus, mit einem desaströsen Ergebnis. Wir geben doppelt so viel Geld aus wie Russland und haben mehr Soldaten als die Vereinigten Staaten von Amerika. Sind aber außerordentlich schwach, weil jeder für sich seine Geschichten macht. Es gibt 38 verschiedene Transportpanzer in den Mitgliedstaaten der Europäischen Union. Das ist Verschwendung von Geld und Mangeleffizienz. Wenn wir etwa die Euro-Gruppe sehen, der Euro ist die Währung der Europäischen Union. Und dafür zuständig sind Institutionen neben dem Ministerrat, die Kommission und das Europäische Parlament. Und wenn man jetzt für 19 Länder noch eine eigene Behörde wieder gründet, dann ist das eine Art Spaltung der Europäischen Union. Und deswegen sollte man das beispielsweise in diesem Falle so machen, dass in Zukunft der Chef der Euro-Gruppe auch gleichzeitig Vizepräsident der EU-Kommission ist, um auf die Art und Weise die Dinge zusammenzuführen und nicht auseinanderlaufen zu lassen.
Še ena od teh resolucij, ki jih je sprejel Evropski parlament in raziskujejo prihodnji razvoj Evropske unije. Eden od poročevalcev, Guy Verhofstadt, pojasnjuje, zakaj je nujna globlja reforma, glede na izzive, s katerimi se sooča Evropska unija.
Europe is at a crossroads and is undergoing an existential crisis, not only outside but also inside. Inside we are under the threat of populists and nationalists. Outside there is Trump who even believes that Europe will disintegrate further. There is Putin who wants to divide the European Union, and at the same time there is this external threat of the political radical Islam. Member states have always fear of an in-depth reform of the Union, but let's face the reality, they are with their back against the wall. So it's now the moment to reform the European Union, to make it a real union and not a loose confederation of nation states still based on the unanimity rule. Always acting too little, too late. You cannot govern a continent like Europe if you still need the approval of all 28 member states. So that's the first thing to do. Then a smaller, less bureaucratic, real European government, not a commission of 28, but a small commission. And then also, a European Defence Union, because there is a threat from outside the Union. We see it in our neighbourhood. in Ukraine, in Syria. We need also a European Border and Coast Guard to really manage the migration flows. I think that there is no other solution for Europe than to do these in-depth reforms we are proposing. Because otherwise we're going to disintegrate further. It happened already with Brexit. Other countries could follow. We don't want a number of institutional reforms in the Union because we like institutional reforms. We want it because we think that we will have then better instruments on the European level to tackle the challenges that people are seeing today.
To je to. Za ta teden seveda. Hvala za vašo pozornost in lep pozdrav.